Hello everybody! Happy New Year! This year I am going to start something that I don't know how I got the idea, but I've decided to name it the A to Z Craft Challenge. So for the first week of the year, we are at A. So we are going to be making air dry clay. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so what you'll need is a pot, because this recipe needs to be heated up to evaporate the water. Then, spoiler alert, now you need water. How come spoiler alerts get done? Spoiler alerts get done after. Anyway, not important. Cornstarch, that's our other thing that we need. And last but not least, my favorite ingredient for some reason, baking soda. It's because I use it for everything. You're not gonna need that much. And a measuring spoon, it's helpful to know what you're doing. Okay, so pour in your water. And then you need a cup of cornstarch. So the reason I didn't use an actual measuring cup to get a full cup is because it was already wet and I don't like things sticking to wet glass. It's just annoying to me. Okay, and then cornstarch, you need 1/4 cup of cornstarch. And pour that in, super fun. I sort of wanted to dump it all in as in sprinkles, but I didn't. Okay, anyway, that took a long time to do that sentence. So mix it. Magically get a spatula or something to mix it with, because that's not something I told you we needed in the beginning. But mix it, or you could just use your hands, because that's honestly more fun. So if you have kiddos doing this, or you by yourself, just remember to take off your rings, because I didn't right away and I realized that I don't want clay in my wedding ring. So mix it around until it's kind of smooth all around. Then you're gonna put it under heat, not under heat, on heat, the heat under it, until it looks like sort of clay. And I did it early because I am good at burning things. See, you can see there's film in here. I just kind of didn't mix it well enough while I was heating it. And it's hot, so as you're mixing it up, it's just be gentle and quick with what you're doing with your hands. So get it all off your spatula, all out of your pot if you haven't already, and then kind of start mixing it. That second was just a long time. I, in my head, thought I was waiting for it to cool, but I didn't wait long enough. So there's a whole lot of, look, see, there's that film. It breaks up really easy. So if you get it in there, don't worry about it if you don't mix it up enough like I did. Maybe it's inevitable. You might just always have that possibility in there. But this clay is pretty cool. Oh, well, technically it's hot. But it feels really nice. It's sticky right away, so I added cornstarch. Maybe if I cooked it a little longer, it wouldn't be as sticky. But if you have extra cornstarch, put it on, because otherwise it's just gonna be really sticky clay, and that makes things harder to mold and get smooth. Whereas you see me putting on the cornstarch, everything is smooth. It's smooth, and then you don't get your hands stuck to it. So kind of like when you're making like pizza dough or bread and you're rolling it out and you don't want it sticking to stuff. Look at how well it molds. It's so nice. For being a 3-ingredient clay, it's really nice to feel and work with. So, and mostly what I'm used to is like polymer clay. There's another video I have where I was making bowls with it. This is the consistency of Play-Doh more than that. So I guess I'm used to Play-Doh and polymer clay, and this is more on the Play-Doh side. And it's really fun. It feels nice. It squishes. It comes apart nice.
What do you think of the clay? Don't eat it. Don't eat it. It's not gonna taste good.
so let's see how it dries. First, I'm going to make something so that we know how it dries, you know, once it's actually made and how long it takes. So my goal here is I'm gonna make a little bowl just to set a couple different consistencies to see how it dries. So it's gonna be this thick base, and the goal is I was gonna roll it all up, and then I was gonna start making walls in the spiral fashion that I already have going. Kind of like how a 3D printer would make a vase. I was going to be the 3D printer. No, so that was not good and I almost gave up, but I ended up just squishing pieces together instead, which was really fun. But it took a while, but that's all right. So we'll see how it dries once it's dry. That seems very redundant. That's like a weird sentence. Anyway, I'm gonna just blow everything off with an anyway. Moving on. Cheerio. So I am not as good of a clay builder as I think I am if I don't have an exact thing of what I'm trying to do. So anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm just squishing it up, trying to make a little bit of a wall. I'm gonna make it about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, to just to test and see how it dries. It's not gonna be anything I keep, but I just wanna know how fragile it's gonna be when it dries, or how strong. That's sad, I automatically assumed it to be fragile, but we'll see. So building up the edges, and then I also wanted to make something else so we know how it would dry as well. So here we are. Dun, dun, dun. Sneak peek to next week. Next week's sneak peek. I don't know the words I write. Next week I'm making beads, so you'll see the full length video, but I'm still using my clay, and I got a skewer, and I'm making beads, and they're all just round little beads to see how they dry. Okay, so everything went really well. I'm actually pretty shocked. Here's my bowl. Looks pretty good. It's incredibly sturdy considering everything. However, I was not patient and did break it before it was ready. So wait about 1.5 days before you start testing things, because if it's still wet at all, it'll break. But because it's already broken, I can real quick show you how much strength it takes. So actually quite a bit, considering homemade clay. Here's something that I made off camera. I have a little baby foot. This is Hazel's little foot. So that turned out really nice. It's still not 100% dry in the back. You can see the area that's a little more beige is where it's still wet, but it looks nice. And then here are my beads, and they look really good. I'm really happy with them, and I'm gonna try and paint them. Can we see it? I'm gonna try and paint them later, so I'm looking forward to that. I did do numerous tests before they were dry, so they squished, but ooh, I just threw it at the camera. But they are all dry now and difficult to squish. So I'm excited about how these turned out. I really hope you are able to do the project and you enjoy it, and let me know how they turn out. I will see you next week, and we will be making beads. If you like this video, like and subscribe to see the rest of my A to Z challenge.